What is mystical spirituality? Mystical spirituality is the inner knowing that everything around us is connected. It is the desire to move past things of a materialistic value and more towards a virtue that utilizes the foundation of abundant awareness. It harnesses the power of all of our senses and surpasses the elements of the ever-defined ego. What is the ego? The ego is the personality that has been created for our individual selves. Through time, we start to develop attitudes, traits, and beliefs that help us to define who we are and what we identify with. These traits are things that we relate to that are external to ourselves. For example, an entrepreneur, a doctor, an alcoholic, a student, a criminal, an officer, and so forth. We start to encompass a set of judgments to ourselves and to others, setting the platform for an unruly unhappiness because the ego defines our identity. These external factors tend to create a dynamic that allows the personality to take over, removing ourselves from the truth of who we really are and what our inner selves are about. The personality is not who you are, but how you are. When our consciousness revolves around judgments, we tend to be more influenced to do things that we, within our inner selves, would not normally do. It begins to create a world of separation from ourselves and the people around us. How does mystical spirituality help? When we start to break down the barriers of the ego, we start bringing forth the awareness of unity. That everything around us is interconnected, including ourselves. So when the ego stops influencing who we are, we come to a place of inner knowing, which allows a surge of happiness, kindness, and compassion to be brought forth. Studies have shown that by regaining our inner selves, it makes us better people. We start to remove the emotional baggage of judgment, the thoughts of unhappiness, anger, and defense mechanisms. We allow ourselves to be who we authentically are, which is pure love. We end up having no judgments, and we start believing in ourselves. Illusions are no longer a stem of living life. There are many illusions in the world today that tend to keep us unfocused on what is truly happening. For instance, time is an illusion. We do not have the ability to travel back in time, so yesterday is no longer tangible. Tomorrow will never come because once it does, it will be today. So often do we believe our lives are on the time clock, but we lose the sense of making the day that we have the best it could be. Mystical spirituality encompasses the truth of our reality. Our happiness is a constant, but our egos make us perceive that the ability to be happy is to allow us to constantly seek out happiness, giving us only momentary happiness and disillusionment.